What's up, y'all? It's time for another story. This one is a story about the time when I basically hooked school for the whole day while being in the building. So back then, and I'm sure people still play it now. Back then, tonk, the card game tonk, was big back when we was back in high school, and a lot of money was won and lost playing tonk. And this particular day, me and my homeboy Earl Ellington, we were seniors in high school, and me and him this particular day basically decided, I don't know that it wasn't planned to be this way, but we ended up basically hooking all of our classes and played tonk the whole day gambling. Earl and I had the same first period, which was gym. We had gym first period, the second half of our senior year. He and I graduated together. And that day in the locker room, because basically we just played, our teacher didn't teach us anything. We didn't have any units or anything. We were all seniors in that class. Basically, he just threw basketballs out on the basketball court and told us to go out there and play basketball. That's all we did the whole senior year, was either play basketball or go in the activity room and play, ping pong or whatever, go in the weight room. Our gym teacher did no work that whole semester. He just threw basketballs out and opened the doors to the activity room in the gym. So while everybody out there doing their thing, me and Earl stayed in the locker room and played tonk the whole class period. So this is first period. So once first period was over, he and I never left the locker room. We just stayed in the locker room and kept playing while the next class came through. So we sitting up in the locker room playing tonk for all the first period, all the second period. All different students are coming in here from different grades. Like, what is these dudes doing in here playing tonk? Like, we never moved. So the next class came in there. They come into the locker room area where we at. They had to change their clothes and all that. Me and him never moved. We still sitting up in there playing tonk. We played tonk all first period, all second period, all third period. After third period is when the lunch started. So a lunch started after third period. So we took that from the locker room. We left the locker room. And mind you, no teacher ever caught us. None of the teachers ever came in the locker room. They stayed in the office outside the locker room. Rarely did the teachers ever come into the locker room where the students were, because all kind of stuff was going on in that locker room. Also, they wanted to be a witness to or a part of. So we just walked out there and we went from the gym, from the locker room, after third period, to the cafeteria. And we just was in the cafeteria playing tonk. I think we ended up staying for we might have was in there for A, B, and C lunch. It's like we went to the cafeteria, played. When the lunch period was over, we would leave out and we would go to the bathroom. Like, we went somewhere. We was just wandering around the building, finding different places to go play tonk. and we were gambling. We was, hundreds of dollars. We was doing some serious gambling that day. At one point, I think it was between the lunch periods, we had ran into, I think it was Miss Roberts. And she knew that we had no business being in the hallway or whatever during that lunch, that transition. So I remember we was on the first floor. We was down by the like the entrance where the girls' locker room was at. That staircase right there. And she saw us. I think she saw us walking the halls between lunch periods or something like that. And then when she called us, and me and him took off running. And she tried to catch us, but she wasn't running, chasing us down. We ran up the staircase and ran somewhere. I don't know where we went. I can't remember where we went. We ran from her, but she saw us. She knew it was me and him. We ran, and I don't know where we went. I can't remember. We might have went to a bathroom or something. I don't know. But we just kept playing tonk, finding places to play tonk. Finally, we ended up, now we looking at about, it's like maybe 5th or 6th period. I don't know. It had to be around, it was like after C lunch, like between C lunch and D lunch. So you're talking about like 12:30-ish or something like that. And this, we've been playing since first period. So we've been playing tonk since like 8 o'clock in the morning. Now it's like 12:30, 1:45, something like that. We ended up in the Votech area, back there where like the automotive program and stuff was at. That part of the Votech wing where they had that, like the candy machine was at. You had the candy machines right there, and then you had like this table that was right there, like a round table with chairs around it, but you could go in there and eat or whatever. So I'm sitting at the table up against the candy machine, so you can't see me from the hallway. Earl is sitting like across from me, but he's visible. If somebody walked through the hallway, they could see him sitting there. You couldn't see me, but you could see him. So we sitting there, and while we playing, Miss Roberts was walking up the hall, and she saw him, and she called for him. He wasn't gonna run nowhere. So she saw him, but she didn't see me. So he just took the cards and left, and he didn't acknowledge that I was over there. He just got up and left. It made it like he was over there by himself. He never snitched on me, so she didn't know I was even over there. So she got him. They left. I don't know what I never even asked him what she did to him. I don't know if he got in trouble or what. But I know I sat back there. I didn't move until the bell rung. And when the bell rung, it was time for D lunch. And so D lunch started right around like 12:50, 1 o'clock or something like that, which was actually my lunch period. I was supposed to be in D lunch. So I got up and went to lunch like I was supposed to be. And so after lunch, I had my last period class, which was band. So I went to class. That was the only class I went to that day. I went to my actual gym class, where me and Earl was in there. We basically hooked the whole day playing tonk, gambling. I went to my actual lunch break, which is D lunch, and I went to my actual last period class, which was band. After that, after school was over, I went to work. I worked at McDonald's. Well, I had gotten Earl a job at McDonald's like a month before. So we got to work. We started gambling again. So every chance we got, back in our break room that we had back then, and we was playing tonk. But we had like a whole tonk ring up there at that time. I mean, like literally half the store. We was always back there playing for tonk. And I mean, some serious money was won and lost. I'm talking about dudes was back there losing their rent money, losing their whole check. I mean, people be back there crying. All the money that was won and lost back there, we turned that McDonald's into just like a casino, playing tonk. So me and Earl ended up playing again at work. So we was playing before we started working, on our lunch break, when we got off. And so what happened was, what messed me up was, it was just me and Earl all day playing, okay? And by this time, we playing for like hundreds of dollars. And so what happened was, my homeboy Ernest Smalls, he went to Milford too. He graduated with us. He worked there. Me, Ernest, and Earl started playing. It was the three of us playing against each other. I should have never did that because I don't like playing tonk when it's like 3 and 4 people. I like to play one-on-one because when anything can happen in a 3-way. So ultimately, I think I got off that night like, I didn't close that night. So I might have got off like 8 or 9 o'clock. But I stayed for like another hour in the back with them two. I think me and Earl was off, and I think Ernest had to close. But he had other people doing all the work. He just back there with us. We sitting back in the crew room at the table gambling. I ended up losing because I was up on Earl coming into there, but once we got the 3-man going, it was all downhill for me. I ended up losing like, I think we got paid that day or the day before. But I lost like 2/3 of my check. I remember the only thing I had left was enough money to get my monthly bus pass because I rode the bus so much. I used to buy monthly MTA bus passes. I had enough money to pay my rent with my mother, and I had the cable bill in my name. I paid the cable bill in the house. So I had like my cable bill money, my rent money. I had enough money to get my bus pass. I might have had like maybe $50 left over. But my whole check was gone. I lost like 2/3 of my check messing around with the 3-way. Me and Earl, when we were just me and him, we was up to like, I think I was up to like 500. Like I had like won like $500, and then it's like I would win 500, keep on gambling, end up losing it, win it back. I mean, me and him kept going back and forth. I mean, it was parts of the day where I was up 500, he might be up 500. When we came to McDonald's, I think I was up, and I ended up losing all that money. I lost that money to the two of them. I lost 2/3 of my check to the two of them together. And I just paid my money, left on the table. I walked. I mean, I'm still in high school. I only had like one bill. I mean, the only thing I was going to do with that money was go up to Hat Company, up security, and go buy more Tommy Hilfiger Nautica stuff. So I wasn't mad I lost the money because, I mean, I lost 2/3 of my check, but I wasn't broke. I had money at home. I just lost 2/3 of that check. So I think I probably won that money back like the next week because we was always gambling with other people. So that was the day that I spent my whole day. I had never done that before, never done it since. Well, I spent an entire day playing tonk at school, and then it carried over to work. But it was fun though. It was fun, you know. But that was it. I just want to hit that with that little story. You know, Earl, if you see this video, I'm sure you remember that day. And let me know if you see this video, what happened with you and Miss Roberts? I forgot. You probably told me, I just forgot. And thanks for not snitching on me. I might have been done, and I got suspended like 3 times that year. That might have been a 4th one for hooking. So I might have got put out for real that time. And I wouldn't. Yeah. Thanks for not snitching. So that's it for today. See y'all in the next video.